so tired. Mouth slack and wide, ill-housed and ill-advised. Your face is as mean as your life has been. Crash into my arms. I want to. You don't agree, but you don't refuse. I know you, and I know a place where no one is likely to pass. Oh, you don't care if it's lace, and you don't care if you're lost. And you look so tired, but tonight you presume too much, too much, too much.
It's one of my favorite songs by Morrissey. Great song by Morrissey. Welcome, welcome. Alucard, Metal Gear, Radical Rafter, X-Mask. Who else we got? Christian Henny is back in the chat. Good to see you. Char, good to see our brother from Deutschland. Ich bin steif. Been a while. It's been a month since I've done a live stream. I've just been busy living the life of a bachelor, and it's been great. Hopefully the internet's all right now, but let me know if it's bad. Sammy, all the way from down south. Good to see you. So, why she is only a fantasy in your mind and nothing more? Think about this. Every man has gone through this. Specifically for breakups. Okay? It goes like this. Woman breaks up with man. Man's like, comes out of the blue. Man's like, what happened? And the man starts analyzing everything he's done. Good to see the boy Kent in the chat. We've got Mysterio from Winnipeg, the mighty Mysterio. So you get broken up with. Well, let's go back to the beginning phase. You find this person, you fall for this person, this gal. She's amazing. You build her up in your head. She's beautiful. She's fun. She's cool. She's into me. Blah blah blah. You build this treasure box of fantasy. Now, some of it might be fact. Most of it's fiction. In the end, just because of female nature being what it is. And we're not faulting women. Women operate extremely different than men. So you go through a relationship, like say it goes for 2-3 years, and then she breaks up with you out of the blue. She's tired of the same thing. Complacency settles in, criticism and contempt, blah, blah, blah. The moment she breaks up with the man, 80% of most breakups are initiated by women, and that can be breakups that are divorces or just breakups in general. Women basically they break up with men, so it is what it is. So man goes back and says, what did I do wrong? I should have done this better. I should have done that better. And he begins to build this model of her in his mind that he's the one that's 60, 70, 80% of fault. She was amazing. And he goes back to the day he met her. And he's thinking about Schopenhauer's good, brother. Schopenhauer's good. And he goes back to the beginning that says, she was amazing. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention to her. Maybe I didn't give her enough attention. Maybe I wasn't nice enough. Whatever. I'm sure you did all those things. Again, female nature reared its head, and unfortunately, this is the situation that many men find themselves in, and then they pick themselves apart, and they put her on a pedestal. I should have done this. I should have been better this way. I should have been more attentive. I should have welcomed I should have sacrificed more. There's another one. I should have sacrificed more. So he begins to put this woman on a pedestal. Fantastical version of her. She's not that person that she is in his mind. She's a woman that's probably complained a lot, nagged a lot, put him down, maybe didn't like a lot of his ideas, maybe made fun of his clothing, maybe withheld intimacy, affection. Okay, she did all these things, but man's willing to overlook it because that's the fantasy in his mind. That woman is his fantasy. No way can she be any of that. The only reason she did all those things was because the man, me, man, I did it all wrong. I wasn't attentive. I didn't sacrifice. I wasn't good enough. I should have been better. I'm going to prove to her that I'm better. That is exactly how relationships go, my friend. Sometimes they hand you the scissors, says Radical. Well said, brother. Females can never be pleased. There you go. And so I know so many men that are have gone through divorce. They've called me, they've emailed me, even through this channel, and said, man, what did I do wrong? I said, you didn't do anything wrong. The relationship went its way because that's what happens with male and female nature. We don't hate women, and we shouldn't hate ourselves. We should understand who we are, and we should understand dynamics between women and men and different operating systems. Sammy says, it's all good once you were in the know. Enjoy the honeymoon and love bombing stage. Work her, use her. It all ends. I did a video on Rebel Against Defeat, the original, talking about the 4 C's: commitment, complacency, criticism, and contempt. Go watch it. That is exactly how most relationships always go. And we men, we simp. It's happened ever. Rad is guilty of this, man. There was a time when she, let's just say, an initial girlfriend in high school just left, broke up with me. And what did I do wrong? Oh my gosh. And my mind was looking for ways to make me the villain and her the princess. Does that make sense? I was the one, I should have done this better. I'm going to prove to her that I'm not that guy that she thinks I am. Okay? Again, building fantasies in our mind, and there's nothing more. She's just a fantasy. A lot of times we find women that want to be our mothers. We miss the love of our mother. Maybe we didn't have the love of our mother. The fault thing is always pushed by modern society that women are never the villain. Ooh, bingo. Mysterio from Winnipeg. Well said, brother. Machiavelli philosophy on women for me. There you go. There you go. It is difficult. So I've talked to a lot of friends of mine that say the same thing. I got a brother that's going through a divorce. His 3rd divorce, by the way. Yeah, she just filed for divorce last week. I think I brought him up a few times. He's my younger brother. And I think there's part of him that says, in the beginning, he's like, what did I do wrong? I mean, she's amazing. She was so cool when I met her. She was into me. Well, guess what? She probably had her faults too. And why do men overlook faults? We do this all the time. We will overlook some of the most present difficulties that women bring to men, and we will just give them a pass. Men do it all the time. My brother-in-law that was married to my sister, she stepped out 3 or 4 times on him that he knew of, and he took her back. But it was me, I didn't give her enough attention. Like, no, hold women accountable for their actions. Well said, Boy Kent. There are a lot of dudes still getting married out there. Just they want to believe it again. Frankie goes to Hollywood. There you go, Seraphim. Good to see you in the chat. He's up shit creek again, man. He believed in love, and now he says to me that he's done with it. So hopefully he gets over the fact. I said, look, all 3 of the women that you married, they all turned out the same. Do you really need anybody to tell you what women are today? They all rejected you. They all said the same thing about you that the last one said. You just found a woman that had a different name and a different hair color. Simple as that. So, men's biggest kryptonite, outside of not understanding themselves and female nature, is pedestalizing people. And in this topic, a woman that they might have had a relationship with that rejected them. So, if we can learn one thing, she is not a princess. Okay? She is a person with weaknesses just like men. She probably contributed 50% to the unhappiness and annoying, instances of the relationship. But men need to understand and hold women accountable because guess what? They're not a fantasy. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's male nature. We want to go fix it. We want to fix that woman to get her to like us. We have an investment into them. We don't want to lose the investment. Carl in the chat, if it wasn't my questioning what went wrong back in 11 when I got divorced, I wouldn't have found the red pill reality for years. I have a good friend who simply thinks I hate women. Zero reflection. Most men that are blue pilled that think that I love women. Women are great people. But you have to understand women. You have to understand who you are as a man and what your desires are. Women are the most beautiful creatures on earth, to me. But you have to understand what you're getting involved with if you get involved with them. And we've always said on these channels, you don't want to marry them. It's not recommended. It's not recommended to live with them. It's not recommended to pay their bills and be their whipping boy. And it's not recommended to take on additional kids that aren't yours or have additional kids. It's simple as that. You're first, men first. You follow your dreams. If she wants to be a part of it, she can come over, make you a sandwich, give you a bologna Joseph. Okay, behind the sink if she wants. You move on, you hang out with your friends, you ride your motorcycles, you go fishing, you go hiking, you do the things that you need to do. But that is the world we live in. 90% of men will always blame themselves when the woman rejects them. We've all done it, at least the majority. We'd always do everything for them and get nothing back. It's like we're being used as their toy. Attaboy. And how can they move on so quick? Because they can. Because their brains are wired differently than men. Men want to fix. We have an investment. We have a little jar, our little love jar. Every time they're nice to us or we're nice to them, we fill it up. And then when they start rejecting us or treating us like crap, we go to that little love jar. It's our little memory jar. We've all been there. Dan Patrick, good to see you. Timmy Kramer in the chat, the forever bachelor. For God's sakes, don't get married. The forever bachelor. Hell yeah, Timmy Kramer. In his low 60s, killing it. I will be 54 this month. 5'4". I started this channel when I was 47. About a month before I turned 47. Crazy how time flies. Gone with John in the chat. Good to see our brother John making some good stuff. Check out his channel as well. Always out in nature, slaying the beast. Wolf! Bet them always if you have to date. Put your life and passions first. If they front, bounce. Well said. John's going to be, he's a Leo like me. I'm in the teens. Happy 50th Gone with John. That was my 50th birthday in 2022. I hiked Mount Timpanogos, one of the highest peaks in Utah, 17 miles round trip with, I think it was like, I want to say, 1.5 miles of elevation gain. The last half mile was 2,500 feet of elevation gain. Anyhow, do something awesome, bro. Do something for your 50th that you will always remember. D-Man, good to see you in the chat. 26, man. Man, what if we were 26 back in the day? How life would have been different. Sammy's, he's a Leo too. Attaboy. We got some Leos in here. MGTOW Phoenix in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. My elders always said, keep living because your youth won't last forever. I worked out this morning. I went on an hour hike up the hill, hit the sauna. Guys, you got to move every day. I got buddies that are my age. They look like they're 68. They got issues with their knees. They've got issues with they don't do anything. The quickest way to depression and loneliness and to being just miserable is not moving your body. Simple as that. You don't move your body, you're toast. 4 years ago at 28, never going back. We got some youngsters in here. That's right, Phoenix. RB in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Washington State. Washington. I grew up in Portland. We were close to Vantucky, or the Couve, as we call it. Heading for San Diego tomorrow for week 4 of beachside camping. And Timmy sends me the pics, man. He sends me the receipts. He's out there living life. Never got married, and he's turning, what, 62? 61? I still need to hike more mountains in New Hampshire. You better, Wolf. You let that Lolita that's upstairs, you give her some rest. You go hike. Carl says, I do think it's projection and a hint of an Oedipus complex. We want that hurting that typically only mothers can give and assume a wife can provide. Well said. You know, I married the opposite of my mom, and she married the opposite of her dad. Those never work either. Opposites don't attract. They repel eventually. There we go. S says, wow, what's up, brother? Good to see you. 4 years ago at 25, good to see you. Guy, look at you boys. 29, 32, 26, 50. Carl, I think Carl's my age. Lolita. FJT, here's an OG. Good to see our brother FJT. Just probably turned 31 now. Salute fellows around the world. This man has lived his life. He is retired at 30. Probably one of the biggest reasons is he followed his path and didn't get involved with a woman that would tie up his finances and his desire to make money. Go to his channel and listen to the voicemails of women from all around the world. Shout out. FJT was probably, actually FJT was the original guy that told me to do live streams back in the day. Go figure. But that is the reality, guys. Men will pedestalize. They will make this woman an infamous statue in their life. And they will say they didn't do enough to make the relationship happen. They're going to do everything to win her back. They're going to send her flowers. I tried that. I tried doing flowers. I tried being a nice guy. I tried, saying I would, get together and do those things. How did that turn out? But I didn't know very much then. Men taking back what was taken from them. Attaboy. I remember the first red pill I found at 19 was never say I love you. Well said. You never want to say that. The moment you say that, the moment you express any sort of emotional feedback, if you're first, it's over. That's a sign of weakness right there, boys. You can pimp it like a G in Southeast Asia, but don't get attached. I think attachment is the suffering that men put themselves in because they want that fantasy of a woman. They want that fantasy of a relationship. It's not mentioned here in Manosphere. The idea of PUA, cold approach, is correct, but they never explain it right. I just think when you go after and pursue a woman, you've lost. Call it cold approach, call it, whatever. They say, Rad, how do you meet gals? Most of them come to me. I just sit there. I don't care. I might make a joke. Whatever. Thanks, brother Dan Patrick. Next week. It's impossible not to see what's going on as a young guy. Technology, especially the smartphone and the associated worship of women. The worship of women is out of control. Well said, SS Wild. You gotta stay fit, man. CJ in the chat. Good to see you. Let's see what we got here. Go ahead and emphasize CJ. Good to see our brothers. It's good to connect. It's been a month since I've done the live stream. The moment you give them emotional attachment, it's over. They got the hooks in. A man should never show the emotion. The only time you should show emotion is if your mother or father die. That's it. Only time I saw my dad ever shed a tear, ever, and it was like probably one half of when his mother died, and he spoke at the funeral. He was very close to my grandmother. Never seen him since. I cut off all affection from anyone because people these days will take advantage. Alucard. Yes, they do. Some of your best friends. That's another thing, man. Be on vigilance always. People want to take advantage of you. And they could be your family. It could be your friends, neighbors, you name it. FJT, yes, sir. I don't care how many laws change. I don't care how much I get shamed. I'll never get married. I love my solitude. Attaboy. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to love a woman, but what are you loving? That is the key. What is this fantasy that you're living? Because it's a fantasy. If you really racked up the pros and cons of the woman you're dating and seeing and why you love her, I guarantee if you were real and honest with yourself, you'd find it would be very hard to find like a ton of reasons. And she might be the 1%. There are 1%ers, but they're still women. And 1%ers will make you food. They'll give you a bologna Joseph. They'll give it up whenever they want. They'll scratch your back. They'll do whatever they want at your beck and call. But for how long? Right? That's the problem. And believe me, they know when they achieve that and know what they can do afterwards. Well said. For example, we all go to Pattaya, right? Now even we are paying. Well, the issue is a lot of these guys going over to Southeast Asia, man, women are smart. It doesn't matter what language they speak or where they're at. They know what the men are simping in every damn culture. It's not love, it's lust. In biology, I became on it. Yep, 100%. It is lust. Yet by design, I'm more of a guy who does his own thing, also being an artist, and it makes sense. Well said. More reality, less fantasy, says Metal Gear. That's our primary goal. That is the exact theme of this message. Understand the reality you're dealing with. It's not a fantasy. Fantasies are for movies, rom-coms, romantic comedies, and all that crap. St. Almost Fire. Like I said, I'm going to write up the playbook, give it to my son when he turns 18, let him make the choice for himself. My boys are like, I just ask them questions. Why are these women, why do they put so much makeup on themselves? Why do they get Botox at 23? Botox does not make you look younger. It makes you look plastic. Show them no mercy, for you shall receive none. There you go. I feel the same as a photographer. I just like traveling the world and focusing on wildlife. There you go. Doing what you think, doing the things that bring you joy and peace and freedom. D-Man is not wrong here. It's universal. Thou shalt not sin. Well said, Seraphim. I mean, what have you seen those? I was watching a YouTube video. You can buy a kit and build houses, like literally, what do they call that? Like 1/200th of a scale of a house, and literally they send you a kit. I think it's pretty cool. I might do it sometime. It's like remember building models? I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, you go to Tammy's Hobbies and you could buy a model with glue and you could build a car in an afternoon and you put the parts together or whatnot. But now they have like legit houses. You can literally build a damn house with the plumbing, a micro scale house. Comes in a box, maybe the size of a moving box, and you put the damn thing together. It's like legit. It's kind of like Legos, but like you got a little saw and everything. I think that would be cool. Control your biology, well said, Char. Let's see. I'd rather piss off a boomer cuck slapping a hockey ball against the stupid cement monument at the park than date a 304. Once you understand what's behind the curtain, then you'll understand that peace and freedom are more important. Our bros in the chat that are fathers, I would suggest taking them to Pattaya and sowing their oats. That's funny. That glue was something, wasn't it, D-Man? Got all over your fingers, and it was pretty burly. Same year, Rat. Over the years, women I've hung out with smashed. 97% of them approached me and asked to hang. Believe it or not, they paid for the first dates. I've had multiple pay for dates. It's not a big deal. Again, the moment you look and give eye contact and go and... If I was a PUA coach, I'd say, don't even approach them. Just sit there. Go do everything opposite that you think you should do. That's my only advice. Do everything opposite. You think you should text them? Don't. You think that you should ask them for their number? Don't. You think you should make the first move? Don't. That's what. Well said. 1/64 scale die cast at Hobby. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We love to build, right? I'm not afraid to admit it, but years ago, I was watching the Twilight movies with my little female cousin. They still remember it. Ooh. My daughter was into Twilight. That house, the glass house in Twilight, was a mile and a half from where we lived in Oregon. In fact, the girl that lived there was in my daughter's gymnastics class. Go figure. Gama John, what's behind the beef curtains? Do the curtains match the drapes? Nature has helped me get through quite a lot. I used to hate hippies and nature's escape hunt, but I've evolved. I love nature now. It literally makes, I walk today, no phone, no music, just listen to the sounds. It's amazing what that'll do. Blue tube or red tube? Is red tube still around? FJT channel. There you go. Appreciate that, Char. Guys, go check out FJT's videos on voicemails he's got from women all over the world. I've never done a deal with Matt Cross. He's all right. I mean, I like some of his stuff, but he's a flexer. He's a flexer. His audience is young men and pickup. I mean, I think he doesn't live with women or marry them or have kids, but again, when you're putting women as your main focus, and flexing with your cars and stuff, it's not that's not my vibe, man. I don't care if I had $1 billion, I still wouldn't do that shit. I'd be trapped. If I had $1 billion or 100 million, I'd buy a goddamn. I probably wouldn't even buy a private jet. I would just lease a jet, and whenever I wanted to go to a country, I'd jump in with my Vans t-shirts and my flip-flops. Brad, have you noticed a rise in Skittlesism in the West and how much meat? Yes. I feel like there are more Skittles now than anything. Like they're everywhere. What are your advice on guys being by their families to marry and have kids? I probably wouldn't do it in the West, my friend. I would probably find a woman in the South America and live down there. You might have a better chance. I don't have Outlaws Rumble. Gone with John, appreciate that. Gone with John's got some great stuff as well. These days, Passport Bros is coming to a close. Well said, Carl. So many videos of men learning women's inherent nature is universal. Don't support your life thinking it'll be better. Well said. I think we can all agree. It doesn't matter what country, what language you speak. You're still a woman. You still have the internet. And you still have simps thirsty for you. Well said, Phoenix. They're leading to the grinder. They're part of the problem. He is a flexer, isn't he, Christian? The ugly truth, and it's everything the opposite of MGTOW. Well said. Appreciate you putting that up there. Riff Rage in the chat. Good to see you, brother. He's been around for a while. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting so many videos of Americans still getting these. Well, they're probably going to Barranquilla, which is a shithole in Colombia. It's northwest of Cartagena. No, northeast. And that's where Shakira is from. A lot of them go there, and they go to Medellin. Guys, here's the deal. I'll give you some advice. Number one, you don't ever get with a local. Okay, locals are waiting for tourists, especially men tourists. If you want to get with a woman, get with another traveler from, say, maybe she's Canadian or something. She's backpacking. You stay at the same hotel. You smash and be done. These local women are waiting for you. They got 15 boyfriends. They're getting money. They've got, Roberto and Vladimir ready to beat you up. So don't do it. Timmy says women have never been nuttier in society than today. 1 in 3 take head meds, and it's probably increasing. Pretty soon it's going to be 1 out of 2. They do, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Oh, let's fix the laws. If you did fix the laws, say like, oh, men are protected in marriage. Men are protected to have their kids with them, 50-50 custody. But you're still dealing with male and female nature. You're still dealing with nagging. You're still dealing with difficulty, lack of intimacy, potentially, most likely, complacency. You're still dealing with all of the issues, just not in a legal standpoint. Passport Bros will never learn. And those are the guys, a lot of guys in this space, well said, FJT, a lot of those guys in our space, they literally believe, let's repeal the 19th Amendment. Let's make women submissive again. It doesn't matter if you made them submissive. You're still going to be dealing with female operating system and a male we're two different species. It's been hot, but I've been riding a bunch. I'm going to ride tomorrow in Park City like I did last week. I spent last weekend, I spent the night, 2 nights in Park City last week. But it's been good. But it's been hot. For some reason, it's been hot this year. There's Riff Rage's channel. Appreciate that, Char. A lot of humidity, huh, for Metal Gear? Seems like we're in a heat dome. Apparently, Arizona, Timmy said, got up to what, 117 or something? Shit. Yeah, that's when your brain starts shutting down and you get hyperthermia, not hypothermia. Sammy says Latin America's a piranha a tank. If it's your first time, take me or Rad to keep you out of trouble watching video. Yeah, you never get with the locals. I don't care. I wouldn't even get with a local in Asia or Ukraine. I mean, they know that American and Western men are literally swarming those cities looking for easy tang. They know that. They're ready for it. They're going to fleece you, and potentially you could be damaged and walk away with one less kidney. Yeah, they say they changed the laws as if they'll be traditional again. Yeah, it's all programming. Those that didn't grow up on the internet, we could probably go back to it. It'd be very difficult. But those that grew up on the internet and technology would have a very difficult time of understanding what a rotary phone is, or what call waiting was, or a party line in your house. You got to block toxicity, brother. Simple as that, Wolf. So the locals have pimps just like all of them. Oldest yeah, it's everywhere, man. Simps in the West. Well said, Christian. Phoenix. Well said. Geography doesn't change a woman. That is a great line right there. It doesn't. Women and men are the same. We have the same operating systems. Some are up to date and some are out of date, but it's the same operating system. My brother he's on his third divorce with the same woman with 3 different names and 3 different haircuts. The same operating system. There's a lot of good looking. Look, women are beautiful, but guess what? What are you going to deal with a beautiful woman? That is the key. They're waiting for us. And it's funny, like, there's a lot of content creators, I won't name them, but they say, oh, I'm going to go to Dominican Republic. I can't imagine why you would go there for a Dominican. I mean, they're beautiful women, but man, they are waiting for you. Haven't golfed in 2 weeks. Will cool down sooner than later. Timmy goes to San Diego all the time to get out of the heat. She will chew you out. Well said. Dry heat is the worst if you're in Arizona. They say that men overseas are more masculine minded when it comes to dealing. Well, they don't have the laws. That's the problem. The laws are more gynocentric here in the West than I think overseas, especially in South and Central America. Typically, a man's OS is Android and a woman's. Well said. Anytime I see a woman with an Apple Watch, it gives me. I don't like that because it just tells me that's probably another big red flag. They need so much attention they have to look at it on their wrist every minute, every second. Yeah, Houston, Texas is hot as a mofo. Well said. Could not live down in the Gulf area like that. Rad guys here. Some random female married at airport flirting right beside her husband. Well, they do that. Married women. I've seen married women kiss other men on the cheek in front of the man. Alucard says they're like sharks waiting to be fed. Now, these whole channels are just to remind us that we are good men for the most part. We have our weaknesses or challenges, but I'd say for the most part, we're pretty much looking to enjoy life. But we don't want to fuck our lives up by getting involved in something that could derail us for the rest of our lives financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. I mean, we can go through all of the issues that women bring to the table, all of the good things too. But you have to weigh, when does the risk and reward pay off? Does it ever pay off? I can't imagine. Again, I did the video on the other channel. Once complacency always rears its head in relationships, which leads to criticism, which leads to contempt. There's no way around it. Yeah, Dominican is nuts. Apple, women, you know what? If a woman has Android, I'm a little skeptical of that. A woman with an Android, to me, tells me she doesn't have a lot of money, she's in debt, she's got issues. That is probably, but I also know that it's also a red flag too if they got the damn watch and they're always on their phone. But that's just me. Mysterio from Winnipeg. Men want the easy physical access from women. That's why we get involved with them. Well, we want to lock the box up. Simple as that. We want to lock box. We don't want anyone tapping that box except us. Well said. It's the loss of respect that we have for other beings. It isn't going back, you know, and it's okay. It's okay that it's not going back. Men and women are both waking up to the idea that, or the experience that relationships are extremely difficult. Are we willing to change? I'm not willing to go back and be someone's, plow horse for very little reward. Why would I do that? And they're not willing to unravel their high delusional desires. Maybe, D-Man, maybe. Good to see Betty in the chat. It's been a month, brother. Been doing my thing. That's what I said, Rad. I laugh when I see someone in the comments say chicks in the DR are so traditional submissive. Didn't you go to the DR? I think you did. Millions of single mothers in Latin. A woman, guys, I lived in South America for 2 years. I spent another 2 months in Colombia, Guatemala, and another 2 months. I've spent I'd say 3 years total. Women in South America, ask Sammy, he knows. A woman that's literally out of just hitting puberty, turning 13, and a lot of these women, the hormones from the milk and the chicken, they grow very fast, very early, okay? It's notorious that women literally mature very quick. And so they get a lot of attention when they're 12 and 13. And then this is just reality. I saw a 15-year-old with 2 kids when I was in Venezuela, with a third on the way. Okay? So every woman that's over 14 has had intimacy with somebody. I would say 99% of them. Same thing with Germany's very similar. They get busy early too. A girl with Apple smartphone in Nicaragua, usually the locals will see that a stuck up, a gold digger, and she's got a sugar daddy. Well said. It is what it is. Other thing is, once you get a girl who blanks good and is nice to look at, you need to be very disciplined not to be a fool and get hooked. Just like Big John said, they got a little hook right in their box. They're going to hook you in. I'm trying to, D-Man. I'm trying to. There's my original channel. Yeah, go look at the last video I did about complacency, commitment. It got 7,000 views. Almost 8,000. Which is pretty good. I get quite a few cucks that'll go in there and say, what one told me, he's like, oh, you're wearing, coming from a guy that's wearing a baseball hat and a Vans t-shirt. What 50-year-old doesn't wear t-shirts? I see 60-year-olds wearing tank tops, for hell's sake. I would agree with that statement. Cell phones are the downfall of modern society. Like they say, out with the old and in with the new. When this society collapses, things will go back to normal. Yeah. Well, I would say the only time it's going back to normal is when there is no remembering of technology or how men and women were. Einstein said World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones. Going back to the Flintstones age. And That's the only. I don't see it going back. I really don't. I mean, women might be bitching and moaning about life, and are they going to change? Women don't like to change. They're very stubborn and ignorant, and they don't like to change. Sam Fisher in the chat. What's up, brother? Where you been? There is no normal, and neither it will go back. Truth is, youth is cooked, and there might not be a third or fourth chance. Well, this might be the next couple decades might be the end. Who knows? They won't become normal. Got to take care of ourselves and not wait for that day. Focus on yourself. If you have kids that you need to focus on those two issues. Kids and yourself, and life will be good. There you go. There you go, brother. Sam Fisher. He's been a while. I haven't seen that guy for a long time. I've been where the wild things are. There you go. Don't start me on Genius Morenstein. He was a weird dude. Couldn't tie his shoes, apparently. A couple days ago, I spoke with a woman in China. Says she has a boyfriend she met online in Iowa. He's going over there to marry her. She's a single mother and told me he's not attractive. Ha! What a simp. What a simp. But you know what? God, I hope it works out for him. I hope it does. But we know how it's going to end. We know how it'll end. He'll be a plow horse with no intimacy, and he'll be the giver with nothing given in return, or she'll dump him for another American. Gary Fisher, Sammy. Gary Fisher. Good Lord, would World War IV we fought with sticks and stone. Damn, that's horrible. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? This is a weird world we live in, guys. Weird times. Geopolitical haves and have-nots is increasing. It's nuts. Just figure out a way to live very simple. Timmy says, I woke up this morning with no ring on my finger and money in my wallet. Money in my wallet for 300 Trebek. It is what it is. We've got, I'd rather gargle on putrid old Taco Bell burrito on the ground than deal with a 304. Now, if people are listening, we don't hate women, okay? At least I don't. And a lot of you guys don't either. But 98% of women are not recommended. It's as simple as that. 98% are not recommended. There is a 1 to 2% delta I'll give to decent women. I have a sister and a sister-in-law that are very decent, and they've been married for over 25 and 35 years. 35 to my older brother. 32. Yeah, 32. Thing called normal relationship family marriage only lasted for a brief period of time. Most of the times men were used to die early in wars, and women was used to have kids from Chads. Yeah. Getting with the milkman. Getting with the milkman. Sam says juice isn't worth the squeeze. I guess he's also going there for a submissive woman. There you go. Of course he is. A Chinese woman that's a single mother looking for a guy from Iowa. Doesn't that just ring made in heaven? Enjoy your evening. Thanks, D-Man, for being here. Those times will be back. Great Chads will conquer most of the women as they prefer to be side 304s of alpha. A woman would rather compete with 4 other women for the same dude than be with one guy that wants to love him. Richard Cooper talked about that. Rich Snoop Dogg, I think, laid down the blueprint on dealing with women. There you go. Snoop. Isn't he? I think he's still married to his original girlfriend from high school. Results in the chat. Good to see you, brother. How's Results doing? I saw you on True Blood's channel the other day. They say that there's a rise in stay-at-home boyfriends and husbands, and their wives and girlfriends are the breadwinners. Yeah, how does that polarity work in the end? You know, women's subconscious programming wants men to provide and protect. So when they do that, it just doesn't seem to work. The older bitches want to suck a retirement guy. Well said. Ever heard of cyclospora going around? Yes. Diarrhea lettuce. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go. We got, I mean, before capitalism made society prosperous, kings and nobles were used to have majority of the good women and then leave those used up for the average Joe. Uh, all right. See you later, Sam. Carl says, did you ever do a video on the UK study where 70% of women outright hated men, where only 30% of men felt the same? No surprise. No, I didn't. I should look up that study. I do like studies like that. Most women don't like men, unfortunately. You know, that's why they want to be men. That's why they get tattoos like men. That's why they want to be boss bitches like men. That's why they want to do all those things. They want to be men. They want to be in men's sports. Never met her yet, and she's probably telling everyone she loves me for me. Get your passport. I like when FJT's like, you get over here and come see me. Old broccoli, not lettuce, same supplier. Yeah, I think didn't they like find the supplier was down in Mexico, right? Somewhere down in Mexico, and all these people are getting sick. Don't be the cleanup guy. Don't get sloppy seconds. That's what we say. No sloppy seconds that you know of. But most of these gals around the world, I would say even Amish girls, you know, based on their family, are they all innocent? Maybe. I mean, I grew up in a very interesting faith, and a lot of the women thought that they're so religious, and yet they're giving BJs to their boyfriends, church boyfriends that went to the same church behind the piano. You never know. Yeah, be careful of lettuce, that's for sure. Penis envy is real. It is. Well said, Seraphim. Well said. You know, I don't know. I mean, women have their own strengths that men can never compete with. I don't know why they want to be men, yet they don't like men. I always found that the women Skittles, you know, with the short hairs, a lot of them they look like men, but they hate men. I just don't understand. It's like somebody that loves rap music but hates the rapper or the color of the rapper. It just doesn't make any sense. Who knows? Aldi's a good place. Not a lot around here. Amish women still have Rumspringa to get their freak on before they marry. There you go. You know what? Speaking of Amish, I just watched Witness with Harrison Ford yesterday. An old film from 1985. Remember when he hid with the Amish? Because that little Amish boy saw what he shouldn't have seen in the bathroom. Walk away. Well said. Good thing is there are so many other options for single man to keep him busy. Putty isn't everything. I'd agree. And after the third or fourth time you've nailed that putty, you're not going to get. It's not going to change. Follow the money. Women are always right there with their hands out. No money, no honey. There you go. I know some guys who are married to single moms for over 5 years. Oh, well, they've probably become the shell of a man that they once were. So, I'm sure it'll last. Or they're on their second marriage. You never know. Aldi is from Germany. That's right. Char. Raise a glass to Char. Rad, and they pay for their own flights to get hammer slammed by yours truly. That a boy. And I didn't have to spend a dime. If she wants to see you bad enough, she will. That is all the advice you should have right there. Slap the like button. What is this considered today in 2026? Red pill? I don't know. There's so many of these people. They're like, red pill's dead. You know what? Whatever brings you peace, quiet, and freedom. And I guarantee it's not a woman living with you, you being married to one, or having kids with them. Just watch Commando. There you go. I gotta watch. I want to watch. I've been watching a lot of '80s stuff lately. I'm going to watch Apocalypse Now, probably this weekend. Maybe some Full Metal Jacket, Platoon. Say hell no to Minnie the Mooch. There you go. You can give a woman $1,000,000 and she'd forget the next day. Yeah, well said. You offer a burger to a man and get a lifelong friend. Yep. That's just how that's literally how our biology works. Nothing you can do about it, man. Nothing. They might be appreciative in the moment, but forget it in the next moment. Whereas you're right, men will remember that. Old skate videos. Ooh, Matt Hensley, Shackle Me Not, Tony Magnuson. H Street was the they were pretty innovative. H Street made some really innovative videos with Hensley back in the day. Smell of napalm in the morning. Attaboy, Apocalypse Now. John Boston, legendary John. I know women in their 50s and 60s who tell me younger guys are into them. I say, oh yeah, how is that working out for you? And then I say, yeah, I did that in my 20s. Guys, you guys check out, if you go to my original Rebel Against Defeat, this is 2.0, but me and John did a collaboration, and his story is absolutely phenomenal. What he did to the attorneys. I agree that the short haired Skittle females do have an unnatural hatred towards straight men. They want the power, but their natural biology, and most of them are lazy too. Losing belly fat and drinking warm water. They say drinking warm water is good for you. Hensley was easily top 10. He did great. He was a pretty big ripper. I was a fan of him. My friend grew up with him. 65 years old, looking for their Prince Charming and Unicorn. Well, just go online. They're pushing a lot of old women now. I mean, they're pushing like Sandra Bullock. They're pushing Halle Berry, Elizabeth, that chick that was married to Hugh Grant. She still looks pretty good for being 60, but they're pushing this older woman now. I don't know if you've noticed that lately. Delart, good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. Happiest guy I know in San Diego's Timmy the Beach Legend, living in his van Oceanside for 29 years. Yes. Well said. It's over and cooked. Yeah, it's been cooked for a long time. Oh yeah, you'll have to send me an email about your Philippine vacation. I'm very interested. Did you go to Ducati or Cebu City or the islands? They pushing Elizabeth Warren looking women. Yes. Do you know what I just found out? Kelly McGinnis is a lesbian. She was in Top Gun and Witness. She shows her tatas in Witness to Harrison Ford. Do you remember that scene? And she's a Skittles. Tommy, that's right, Tommy. Didn't I talk to Tommy one day? You called me? Mayor of Bodybuilding. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. Best summer. Hope you are well. I'm having a good summer too. Driving motorcycles. Good for you. Was it pretty safe driving motorcycles over there? After 25, she's a Christmas cake. Nobody wants her. We call those fruit cakes. Fruit good, fruit cake good, fruit cake bad. They're pushing a lot of women now. I don't know what it is. Women want to be older women, older actresses want to be validated again and recognizable. And it's like, dude, they've already done studies. Between 18-year-old men and 90-year-old men, the average age that men found the most desirable was between 22 and 23. Simple as that. You might get some lazy box from a 60-year-old, 55-year-old, 50-year-old, 45-year-old, but you're getting lazy box. And a ton of attitude and a ton of medicated like dream state. Street Hawk, attaboy. You try to contact your previous lover. She act like an idiot. They're nuts. Well, don't ever reach out to an ex. That is cardinal sin number one. Let them go. They'll spend thousands of dollars to take a naughty picture with Chris Brown, but won't send that on their husband. Well said. And many of their husband and boyfriends will pay for them to take the pics. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's chemistry. What's up to you, Hefe? All is good. Hope you're well. Hope you guys are doing well. Get out this weekend. Do something. Learn to make a dish. Well, women are the last frontier of really understanding. We've never really discovered what is behind a woman's psyche. A while ago, me and my cousin were watching your live stream, and you said that we don't support mental illness. We laughed because it was the way you said it. Well, Skittles is mental illness, and we don't support it. Motorcycles like guns are not toys. There you go. Been in the space 10 years, so many new channels getting the word. It's great. Well said, Mayor. Good to have you. Rad, have you made a recent video on reach back and my old ex is reaching back with hello, how are you? No, but they'll always come back. It'll be hey stranger, or they'll send you like a meme or something. Women are women. That's not what's wrong with them. That's just what happens. You see that channel, Jay Rants? He just did a show on reckless women becoming. Yes, I do like that channel, John. I did see that. A lot of women are nuts, but a lot of men are nuts too by continuing to simp and thirst for them, thinking it'll be better. Yeah, I did. An artsy girl. Men's Daily in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Man, check out Men's Daily. Someone needs to post his video. He's doing good stuff. Does a lot on Rumble, but he's funny. Mr. Gigi, good to see you, brother. That's what he goes by. Does some shorts and all sorts of stuff. Attaboy. Little Sig Sauer for you. Betty, good for you. Mr. Gigi in the chat. Did you see that interview with a 70-year-old woman who asked for an erotic massage and then demanded her money back when she couldn't get a release after? I haven't, but send me that. Send me that video, Carl. My ex won't be calling me or reaching out to me. She knows where I stand with it. Ooh, speaking of ex, I saw my ex after almost 3 years 2 weeks ago at my son's surgery. Let's just say Father Time is nicer to me. Oh, he got his surgery. He had a deviated septum that doc had to fix, which is pretty common. And I did see her, and it was cordial, but it was weird. First time I'd talked to her, seen her in almost 3 years. Hey, Sailor. Mark H7D. Whores rule. Most men love whores and sluts, that's for sure. There's Mr. Gigi's channel, Men's Daily Advice. Appreciate that, Char. I saw that video of a 7-year-old on that channel ask an older gentleman the guy out of Dubai. Jeez. She still looks good. But, she's my age, and, well, let's just say a lot of Botox doesn't make her look younger. It makes her look more plastic. But we were there for my son, and he wanted me to be there, even though he knows that I don't really like to be around his mother. But everything turned out fine. Doctor talked to both his mom and his dad together, and he made a full recovery. And he told me after, when I was taking him to her car, that he was very happy and glad I was there to support him. So in the end, that's all that matters. There you go. Tom Laundry in the chat. Good to see you, brother. The fact that these ex-girlfriends can't get... Well, they're ex-girlfriend for a reason, right, Christian? Just let them go. Dating 304s is like dating a prosty. You're not wrong. They've had a lot of dick. Remember that scene in the breakup with Jennifer Aniston and... Vince Vaughn, and Jennifer Aniston says, My sister's been through a lot. And Vince Vaughn says, yeah, a lot of dick. There you go. Even in that movie 20 years ago. Guys, go look at that clip. Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. My sister's been through a lot. And you know, Vince Vaughn is he's a funny actor. Yeah, a lot of dick. Oh, that's funny. Rad, have you ever cut off a woman and she confronted you out in public? No, I've never had to do that. I mean, I just don't let them, like, I just walk. I mean, if they're idiots, I just let them, you sound stupid, and I walk away, you know. Don't be afraid to tell a woman and hold her accountable for her stupidity. Code monkeys would always say, I love you whores and I love you sluts. There you go. Off course, Rad, off course. And yes, females often backpedal or reverse monkey branch very often as their options dry up. Yes, they will come back to you. Well said, Gigi. A lot of dick is what she's been through. Yeah, you gotta go watch The Breakup. I like that movie. It's good. Um, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know this person in your relationship, but if it's not working out, you just have to cut bait. You can't hold a woman accountable. She'll become dangerous and violent. Oh, true. I mean, really, the only thing that works with women is you just walking away. Don't even try to use logic or rationality or reasoning. It won't work. As Chris Rock said, once you're in an argument, you've lost. But I agree with that statement by Tom. A woman wants your reaction because when a woman gets your reaction, you're now reacting to her, which gives her subconsciously attention and consciously attention. Doesn't matter if the attention is negative or positive, she's getting attention from something. Kick him out, Wolf. That a boy. Well, guys, this has been a great stream. I hope we all learned something. Don't pedestalize or fantasize about a woman. They leave because that's what happens. They are no different. They are not the women that you first met. It's all in your mind. You just got to move on, Christian. Just got to move on. Let's see. Wolf says, why she is only a fantasy in your mind, nothing more? Because it's the truth. You guys have a good week and we'll see you on the next. Peace. I'm out.